On October 23rd, 2000, we would lose him. Rodney would pass away from a pulmonary edema, easy for me to say, in his room in the Moat House Hotel in Liverpool while he was on an independent wrestling tour of Europe. He was 580 pounds at the time of his death. And unfortunately, while you and I were doing our European tour last year, we actually heard about him passing away over there and how difficult that was.
Yeah, just terrible to hear. And especially, look, there's no good time, no good place, but be that far away from your family as well. It just sucks.
What's the reaction, from you and Vince and the office as coworkers when you hear that, well, we were afraid of this, but it finally happened. We lost Rodney.
Disappointment, sadness. You always think that you could have done more. You always think that, God, if I just gotten through to him that one time, or if only. And that's frustrating because I think a lot of times we want to play God and we want to think that we can fix everything, and it's just not so. So when you realize that you're mortal and those that you love are mortal as well, it's sobering, and it just sucks.
It does suck. What was Rodney like backstage? You said he had this quiet strength. We saw him as a mostly silent monster heel for most of his WWF career, but we knew he had a bunch of friends, and you said he was universally liked. What was his real personality like?
It's just a fun-loving guy, and he was quiet, but he was also a smartass and just a really good, likable human being. So it was a lot of fun to be around him. I did love to go eat with him just because of the amount of food that he ate, but he always got me to try something different. So, got me to try turkey ass, got me to eat, the raw steak with the raw egg in it, the Korean dish, which I love to this day. It's just, he enjoyed life. He really did. And was a blast to be around. He really was. He would brighten up any room that he was in.
Any good Yokozuna ribs?
Fuji just used to put shit in his hair when he would braid his hair and put his hair up.
Like real shit?
No, just like different shit.
Well, you got to appreciate in wrestling, there's a lot of shoot shit.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure there's no shoot shit.
A lot of shoot shit. No, he didn't put shoot shit. He liked Yoko, but he would fuck with Yoko.
So he can't wipe his own ass. So he'd ask this guy, a notorious ribber, and then the ribber's going to come in and fuck with him.
But the ribber took care of him and loved him. So he did take care of him like it was his own son.
But
you still got to get ribbed every once in a while.
I'm not asking this to be funny, and I know sometimes I ask this to be a dick, but what do you think was Yokozuna's best match?
Oof. God, he had a lot of great ones let's do it this way, because I can't pick out one match. I'll pick out his two best opponents were Undertaker and Brett.
Yeah, I agree. Those are his two best opponents. Do you have a favorite memory of Yokozuna, the character? Not necessarily, the real guy. We've talked about him, but on screen.
Exactly. And it's a picture in my head. We talked about it a little bit tonight when after Undertaker had left, when we were doing the shit where we would hit the gong and Yoko's reactions and his facials were priceless, but we would do, like, for a long time, we just do the one gong. And so we do the one gong and he looks and all this shit and he's spooked and everything. So this one night we do the one gong and we're going to do a second gong. And on the second gong, Yoko took a bump. And it was just one of the funniest, unintentionally comical things I remember him doing. It was just absolutely classic. but he would get that shit over. And it was just that he sold that first gong, looking around, big wide eyes, and selling like he's terrified. He gets his fucking wits about him again, like, okay, I'm good, he's not here. And he starts to go through the ropes, that second gong, and Yoko fucking reacts big, like, oh my God, he's here, and took a huge bump. And it was just, it was beautiful. It was just pure art, and only he could have pulled that off.
What do you think his legacy in professional wrestling is going to be?
One of the best damn big men ever in the business. And by that, I mean a big super heavyweight like that. Nobody could move the way that he could move at that size. Eventually the weight got the better of him, but boy, for a long time that you couldn't touch that son of a bitch.